The night was damp, heavy with the scent of rain-soaked earth. In the small village of Ayetoro, a woman named Sade tiptoed through the narrow path that led to the graveyard. Her eyes darted around nervously, but her heart was pounding not with fear, but with greed. Sad was a market woman, notorious for her vanity and insatiable hunger for attention. For months, she had been envious of Madame Ereti, a wealthy trader who had passed away just a week earlier. Madame Ereti had been buried in all her glory, dressed in fine lace, and most importantly, wearing a famous wig, a cascading mane of human hair imported from abroad. That wig was the envy of every woman in the market. Sad could not let it rot in the grave. Clutching a rusty lantern, she crept to the mound of freshly covered earth. Her accomplice, a weak-hearted cousin named Kunle, had already dug up the coffin halfway. "I don't like this," Sad Kunle whispered, sweat glistening on his forehead. "This is not ordinary stealing. They say Madame Ireti's spirit is restless." "Shut up and dig faster," Sade snapped. "Do you know how much women in Lagos will pay for this wig?" "We'll be rich." With trembling hands, Conley pried the coffin open. The stale scent of decay rose into the night, making him gag. There lay Madame Ireti, her face already losing its glow, her lips drawn back in a stiff half-smile. But her wig was still magnificent, shining as though it had just been combed. Say's eyes widened with desire. She didn't wait. She reached in and snatched the wig off the corpse's head, shaking the dead woman slightly in the process. Kunle turned his face away, whispering prayers under his breath. "Look at it," Sad hissed in triumph, lifting the wig against the lantern light. Not even death could dull its shine. They covered the grave clumsily and rushed back home. That evening, Sadie couldn't resist. She washed the wig carefully, combed it, and fixed it onto her head. The mirror showed a woman transformed, regal, youthful, beautiful. When she walked through the market the next morning, people gasped. "Ha, Sadie, your hair. Where did you get it? You look like a rich madam from Lagos." Said basked in their praise, smiling smugly. But Kunle avoided her eyes. His chest was heavy with fear. That night, Sade dreamed. She was standing in the graveyard again, but this time, she was the one lying inside the coffin. Above her, Madame Ireti stood, her eyes blazing red, her scalp bare, where the wig had been torn away. In a voice that echoed like thunder, "Madame Ireti East, return what you have stolen, or wear it until it kills you." Said woke up screaming, her head drenched in sweat. The wig lay neatly beside her pillow. She convinced herself it was just a dream. Days turned into weeks. The more Said wore the wig, the more compliments she received. Customers flocked to her stall, buying things they didn't even need just to be close to her. She grew richer, fatter, and prouder. But something else grew too. At night, she began hearing whispers, sometimes in her room, sometimes inside her very skull. The voice was always the same. "Give it back. Give it back." Her scalp began itching, then burning. She would scratch until blood stained her fingernails. But she could never remove the wig for long. It was as if it had fused to her head. By the third month, her hair underneath had completely fallen out. Her skin grew pale, her eyes sunken. People still admired her wig, but behind her smile was agony. Conley noticed the change. Sad you are not well, he said one evening. Let us return the wig to her grave before. Sad slapped him so hard he staggered. Are you mad? This wig made me who I am. I will never return it. That night, the whispers became screams. One market day, Said collapsed in the middle of the crowd. People rushed to help, but when they tried to lift her, her wig would not come off. Instead, it seemed alive, twisting and tightening around her skull like a snake. She screamed as blood trickled down her forehead. Her eyes rolled back, and in a voice that was not her own, she began to laugh, a cold, hollow laugh that made even the bravest men step back. The crowd scattered in terror, shouting, "It is Madame Ireti's spirit! She has possessed Sade." That night, Conley found her rocking back and forth in her room, muttering. The wig had grown into her scalp, and strands of hair were burrowing under her skin like roots. Her face was a mask of madness. "Help me, Kunle," she whispered weakly. "She wants me to join her." Before he could reply, the lantern flickered out. In the darkness, Kunle heard another voice, Madame Ireti's voice, whispering through the walls. "She has won what belongs to the dead. Now she belongs to us." When the light returned, Sade was gone. Only the wig lay on the floor, glistening as though waiting for its next victim. No one ever saw Sade again. Some say she was dragged into Madame Ireti's grave. Others say she still wanders the village at night, bald-headed, wailing and begging for hair. But one thing is certain. In Ayetoro, no one dares to covet the possessions of the dead anymore. The wig remains locked away in an iron chest in the shrine of the village priest, where it is said to move as if breathing. Hey, bestie, thanks for watching my story. What did you learn from this story? Kindly share with me your lessons in the comment sections. Give the story a thumbs up and share the story with your loved ones. Also, subscribe to this Queen Ifyo TV channel if you've not done so by now. Until I bring another story away.